We often hear people talk about adverbs in English. What are adverbs? How do adverbs look? And what do adverbs do in English sentences? Hello everyone, you are welcome to the channel. And in today's lesson, we want to talk about adverbs. We would begin with the definition of adverbs. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that adds more information to a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. Adverbs usually add details such as place, time, manner, reason, degree to verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. When this happens, we say that the adverb modifies the verb, the adjective, or the adverb it is describing. It is adding more information to. And let me quickly remind us that it is possible in English language for an adverb to modify another adverb. Let's see examples of adverbs in sentences. Sentence A: we roasted the fish yesterday. Yesterday is an adverb of time, and it modifies the verb roasted. It's telling us the time the verb roasted took place. Example B: she sang and played the guitar simultaneously. Simultaneously is an adverb, and it modifies the verbs sang and played. It's telling us how the verb sang and played took place. Our manner, simultaneously. In example C, Wale was walking really quickly. In this sentence, we have two adverbs. Now let's look at each of them one after the other. Let's see quickly. Quickly is an adverb of manner, and it modifies the verb was walking. Now, really is an adverb. It's not modifying was walking. In this case, really is an adverb that modifies another adverb, quickly. In this sentence, really is that example of adverb that modifies another adverb. In this case, really is modifying quickly, while he was walking really quickly. In example D, the mountain is incredibly high. Incredibly is the adverb, and it modifies the adjective high. The mountain is incredibly high. Example, he says, Mr. Kofi is somewhat intelligent. Somewhat is an adverb, and it modifies the adjective intelligent. I know that it can be difficult, it can be hard to identify some parts of speech in sentences. And that is why I always bring this segment in my lessons, how to identify these things that we discuss. So in this case, how do we identify adverbs? How do we identify adverbs? Identifying adverbs is not that difficult. We can identify adverbs through the way they are formed. There is a particular way adverbs are formed. We can also identify adverbs through their characteristics of dispensability and their mobility. Let's begin to discuss them one after the other. Formation. A good number of adverbs are formed from adjectives. This is normally done by adding ly to an adjective. Let's see these examples. Usual is an adjective. We can form adverb from usual by adding ly. It becomes usually. Gentle, it becomes gently. Incredible becomes incredibly. Interesting becomes interestingly. Hence, most but not all adverbs end in ly. Below are few adverbs that do not end in ly. Tomorrow, yesterday, hard. I must say that hard can also be an adjective depending on the way it is used in a sentence. Fast. Fast can also be an adjective depending on the way it is used in a sentence. It can also be an adverb. Sometimes, somewhat, never, always, well. All these are adverbs that do not end in ly. The second way to identify adverbs is through the quality of dispensability. Most adverbs are dispensable elements in sentences. This means that without them, the sentence will still make its complete sense. These adverbs are also referred to as adjuncts. Let's see them in the examples below. Example F, we roasted the fish yesterday. Let's see example G, where the adverb is removed. We roasted the fish. So without the adverb yesterday, the sentence is still complete. Example H, you can now see the principal. Now let's remove it. You can see the principal. Now we remove now from it, yet it's still correct. Example J, she gently opened the door and secretly slinked out of the room. Now let's remove these two adverbs, gently and secretly. She opened the door and slinked out of the room. You can see that without adverbs, the sentences are still complete. Another way to identify adverbs in sentences is through the characteristic of mobility. Most adverbs can move from one part of the sentence to another without changing the meaning. Let's see these examples. Example L, we roasted the fish yesterday. In example M, let's move yesterday, which is the adverb, to another place. Yesterday, we roasted the fish. So we moved yesterday from the last part, from the end of the sentence to the initial part of the sentence. Yes, the meaning remains the same. So it means yesterday is an adverb. Example N, you can now see the principal. Now is an adverb. It's in the middle of the sentence. Let's move it to the end of the sentence. In example O, you can see the principal now. Still correct? Let's move the adverb to the beginning, to the initial part of the sentence. Now you can see the principal. The adverb moves from one part of the sentence to another without changing the meaning of the sentence. Example Q, she gently opened the door. Let's move gently to the initial part of the sentence. Gently, she opened the door. In example S, let's see how we move gently. She opened the door gently. So we move gently from the middle of the sentence to the initial part of the sentence and even to the end of the sentence. Yet the meaning does not change, doesn't render the sentence incorrect. So that is another way to identify adverbs. You must take note that whenever you use an adverb at the beginning of a sentence, it should be followed by a comma. See example M, see example P, and see example R. We have come to the end of this lesson, and if you like what you've seen so far, why not subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share with people. And if there is anything about adverb that I haven't covered in the lesson, why not drop it in the comment section. Thank you for being there. See you another time. Bye-bye.